What's up everyone, Tony back again with another video lesson today on SOLY and ELTK. These are two crazy stocks. They both ran I think like 300%. ELTK ran 350% in just today alone. SOLY continued from yesterday, squeezed up to a high of $28 when yesterday it started out at I think like $7 or $6 if that. So we're seeing some crazy volume, crazy volatility, and crazy momentum in the small cap market, and right now is the time to start trading. If you have been waiting on the sidelines forever, now is the time to take action and get that first foot forward, because this volume is not going to last forever. We know it. The market moves in these waves of hot periods to slow periods, and the last slow period sucked. It lasted for like 2 months. It was terrible. But now we're finally seeing crazy volume, and I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to spot when the market is hot and how to take action on these plays. The best actions, the best strategies, best practices to trade in this crazy volatile environment, and some tips on, how to avoid getting stopped out too early and how to maximize your gains on these crazy stocks. So with all that being said, let's get into the video lesson. Alrighty guys, so in this video lesson, I'm going to peel back the curtains into what no one else is making video lessons about. Now, I don't do this often, so please make sure that you keep your ears open, keep your focus towards this video, and if you enjoy this content, please do me a favor, hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button as well, and hit the bell to get notified for any future videos, because this content can actually make you thousands of dollars. It's made me and my students thousands and thousands of dollars. So you're getting it for free. Best interest that you turn off your phone, take some notes, and give me your full attention. All right. So this lesson is going to be mainly about, how to kind of identify when a stock has true potential to go absolutely supernova, parabolic, whatever you want to call it. And this is going to be a lesson on float, volume, and overall understanding market conditions. So SOLY was the main runner for yesterday. Opened up at like 579, and today hit a high of $29 exactly. So, with this play, we have to break down the basics, right? Number one, why did it run? So type in SOLY. And we see that they had news. They had news about the FDA approving their cellulite/tattoo removal device. The FDA actually approved it to be marketed. I have the news here on. So right here we can see the news. SOLY receives FDA clearance to market its rapid acoustic pulse device for tattoo removal, and to make the news even better, it also works on cellulite too. So very big industry, very big news. If you look at the daily chart of SOLY, we can see that this is a recent IPO. They just IPO'd back in February 19th of this year, and it hit a high of around $15, and then sold off, got beat way back down to basically its IPO price. So this chart setup also gave it so much room to run and just squeeze. So the main thing with SOLY is you have to pay attention to the volume. Yesterday's total volume was around $225 million worth of volume. So not just shares traded, but essentially you take the total volume of the day and then you multiply it by the VWAP at the end of the day. So let's just go real quick, go to the 60-minute chart. We can kind of see that yesterday we had, 5 million, 10 million, 13, 15, 18, 20 million shares traded, right? Times $11.90. That's a dollar volume amount of $238 million traded, which is absolutely crazy when you consider that the float of SOLY is only 4 million shares. So yesterday it was able to trade like $20 million of its float. Even look at the dollar volume today, $453 million traded. This is crazy volume. And I know I keep repeating the word volume. It like probably doesn't sound like a word anymore, but this is what's so important. We don't see this type of action that often in the small cap world. And you would notice this obscene amount of volume day one because you look at the 60-minute chart. And the first 60 minutes, it was able to rotate its float one time. Keep in mind, the float was 5 million shares. It traded the entire supply one time over in just the first hour. This is crazy volume. And when you combine volume with a catalyst like FDA clearance news, you're going to get a very, very big squeeze. So when we go into the actual intraday chart, what do we see? Well, when we're actually trading it, intraday, we can tell that, okay, this has lots of range. Like between this support and resistance levels, it has a ton of range. Like from here, top to bottom was around 20%. So we cannot really use our regular risk of 3 to 4% because we're going to get stopped out really fast. And because this stock has so much range and so much volume with so much potential to rally, you can at the same time increase your profit targets to not 10%, like maybe 30, 40, 50%, even higher. And with that, you have to increase your risk as well. You cannot just risk 3% to make 50%. You have to risk like say 10% just to allow the stock to move around and breathe. Because look at this entry right here off this VWAP line that I played yesterday. Even if you were like a perfect entry right at like 1163, if you only risked 3%, you would have been stopped out at this price here, 1125, when it could just, drop down that low and bounce right back up. So you have to understand that when there is so much volume in the stock with so much range, you have to increase your profit target and at the same time increase your risk. Not too much, of course. And of course, go for, nice, smart, safe entries. But that's the thing, is you cannot go for small risk because everyone gets stopped out so easily on these and they don't focus on the big picture. Once SOLY got to day two, you should only be using a 5-minute chart, to be honest, because the 1-minute chart's going to have so many fake signals. It's going to be so hard to read, and you have to use the 5-minute to see the big picture setup. So same thing with ELTK. They released news today. They had good earnings, I believe. They had good earnings. And once again, ELTK low float, 1.32 million shares. It had $206 million of volume today, 36 million shares traded, and 140,000 individual trades have gone through this. This is crazy volume. We do not see this that often, okay? So you have to be vigilant. Like during the morning, you have to be tracking, okay, what has big volume? And the minute that you start seeing any stocks even start to rotate their float, and once again, a float rotation is when the volume for today exceeds the float. So, for example, ELTK, where is it? Sorry about that. So ELTK, for example, has a 1.32 million share float. Volume was 36 million shares. That's like a 30 float rotation, right? Once this volume reached 1.32 million shares traded today, that was one float rotation, all right? So you have to be vigilant in the morning, and you have to be focusing on, okay, number one, what stocks have news? Number two, what stocks have big volume? If the biggest volume stock also has very good news, there is a very high chance it's going to be a very big squeezer, okay? You have to focus on the volume. Volume plus catalyst equals squeeze. Hands down, simple as that. And really with ELTK, the best play would have just been to buy the breakout of pre-market highs like at 325. Or if you want to be even better, you can find the support in pre-market off the 250 line right here, like 265, and you could take the risk and go long on that pullback. That would be the best entry, hands down. If you miss that, you can go for the breakout of 325. But keep in mind, these breakouts only really work when the market's extremely hot, like the times like now. So that segues into the next topic of how do we know when the market's crazy hot? Well, frankly, when we have stocks that go 100% every single day and stocks that break the $100 million of volume traded in a single day. The past 2-3 weeks prior to last week, the most dollar volume that we would see is maybe 20-30 million shares, or $20 to $30 million traded. Nothing like what we're seeing right now. So take advantage of this volume. Focus on the big picture. Use the 5-minute chart. Find the big trend. You don't have to be trading right at market open. Save your capital. Wait for the pictures to set up and then take action. All right, so I break down all this all day in the Trade Buddy community. If you are interested, there is a free 2-week trial down below. Check it out. Free chat room, course, webinars, live mentorship with me. And yeah, I'll see you in there. I'm assuming that if you stuck around all this time, you must have really enjoyed that video lesson. If you want to continue your learning with me, I just opened up a free trading workshop. You can register completely for free, no strings attached, and you're going to get access to 3 training videos that break down exactly the secrets that no one is telling you about how to trade profitably. And I'm also going to be giving you access to my top PDFs. Number 1, my free book, How to Day Trade Every Single Morning. Number 2, my personal trading checklist. Let me show you right here. This right here that I use every single day to plan my trades. And also, I will give you a list of the top 10 most profitable trade strategies of 2019. So you can check all this out in the first link down below. And I really hope to see you in there. Keep in mind that I give out these workshops once a week, and there's only about 30 spots per week. So make sure you get in there now. Click the link below, and I'll see you inside.